If you haven't guessed already, you can probably tell from the pictures that I've just ran that the vlog for today is in Glencoe, and specifically looking over to a mountain called Buachaille Moor, or Stobjerag of Buachaille Moor. Buachaille Moor is actually a ridge and there's a few tops on it. And I wanted to head here because the weather conditions it was going to be really windy, so I wasn't going up to the high tops, and I thought I'll head to the mountain which sits opposite Buachaille Moor. It's called Buachaille, and in my opinion it gives some of the best views of Glencoe over to the Buachaille and right down Glencoe, to be honest with you. But the main attraction when you go up this hill is definitely the Buachaille, and anyone who's into hills or photography is bound to have seen a picture of the Buachaille, and it's kind of hard not to get a good picture of this mountain. It's just a fantastically shaped hill and in a fantastic location. So I headed up a bit nice and early. I was feeling a wee bit under the weather, to be honest with you, so I wasn't planning on doing too much, and I had quite a number of contingency plans. And the forecast had suggested that there might be a chance of a sunrise, so I was headed up full of optimism up to Glencoe. And this is actually part one of a two-part series, I suppose. Next week, it wasn't planned this way, but if you're into this and you want to see this mountain in a different light, I really highly suggest that you maybe log on next week and see my adventure. Next week. It's well worth it. Some of the pictures and the footage from the following week were fairly impressive. So hope you enjoy this, and yeah, it was my experience of Glencoe in changeable conditions, shall we say. Well, you can probably tell already which area of Scotland I was heading to today, and it was an early start and a familiar drive up, and the forecast was looking really windy, but there was a suggestion that there might be breaks in the cloud, and so I headed up here to try and get some views of Glencoe and maybe take some more pictures of that mountain that's been photographed thousands and thousands of times. But I must admit, the drive up didn't fill me with any confidence at all, and it was looking pretty wet and wild when I arrived in Glencoe. Just arrived in Glencoe. I don't know if you can hear that. That wind is whistling round the car at the moment, and it is forecast to be really windy. So I thought, what can I do that doesn't take me onto the high tops and maybe gives me a bit of shade? So I thought about heading up this hill behind me, which, yeah, it's a hill which I've been up loads of times before, but I've not been up it for about 6 months. And it's the route I'm going to go up is south-facing. It's on a south-facing slope, so I'm hoping that's going to give me a wee bit of shelter from these gale force stroke storm force northerly winds. I'm not doing anything silly. If it's too windy, I'm going to come back, but we'll see. But anyway, I thought because it's so windy, I'm not going so high, I'll come up this hill, maybe try and get some shots of the most photographed mountain in Scotland. Probably the most photographed mountain in the UK. It's the Buachaille, and Stobjerag of Buachaille Moor. So we'll see how we go. Any chances of a nice sunrise, I think, are zero, because it's been snowing most of the way up, and there's little in the ways of breaks in the clouds. So I'm going to get all my warmest gear on and waterproofs and goggles and all that. I'm going to head up here and see how far I get. I'm not expecting to go to the top, because I think once I get onto the ridge it's going to be storm force. So it's going to be a short hike and some photographs perhaps of the snowy Buachaille. Right, let's get ready. I really didn't want to get outside the car, so I struggled into my gear in the passenger seat, which was a bit tricky, but saved me having to go outside. I was wrapping up warm because the wind chill temperature was forecast to be about -17, but I did eventually have to open the doors to get my shoes on, and yeah, I was eventually all wrapped up and ready to go, and I headed off from the car park with all good intentions and started up the hill. Well, this is brutal. I'm knackered already, and as you can probably see, there's no breaks in the cloud. The snow's gusting around. I've got a wee bit of shelter just behind this wee pile of rocks here, just to try and speak to you, because even though I'm on the shelter side of the hill, it's blowing an absolute hoolie. My fingers have gone. It's taken me about 15 minutes to turn the camera on. They're so cold. So I'm not sure if I'm actually going to go. I might revert to plan C. Plan A was a longer walk up and over the top. Plan B was down over the minor top, but plan C is retreating to the car. So at the moment, pretty much plan C is going to be what it is. There's no really... I mean, every now and again you're getting a glimpse of the Buachaille behind me, but I'm just suffering, and I know further up it's just going to get windier. I can see it gusting. The snow is just blowing about, and with forecasted winds of 70-mile-an-hour gusts, it's just not going to be worth it. So I think I'm going to retreat back to the car and maybe think about a wee wander a bit lower down. Absolutely knackered. Right, plan C. At this point I was feeling pretty rotten, to be honest with you, so I sat down here and just tried to get some warmth back into my hands and reassess the situation. And I started to head back down, and it wasn't pleasant at all. The video doesn't really do the unpleasantness any justice. This bit maybe does, but it was a lot more like this than the other bits. And on my way back down, I started to notice a little change in the weather. So as opposed to heading back to the car, I decided to just sort of wander about the hillside and see if I could get any photographs and do a bit of exploring, which was fun. But the underfoot conditions were treacherous. There's no paths here, and this is pretty rough ground, especially with a soft layer of deep snow over it. Oh well, since the last time I spoke to you, it's actually brightened up a wee bit, and I've managed to get the feeling back in my fingers. And what I've done is I've dropped down a wee bit, and I'm now basically contouring round the side of the hill. And I'm just looking for a photograph, really. I'm not bothered about the hike to the top, because it's just going to be horrendous up there. So I'm just coming round the side and seeing if I can get a nice shot of the Buachaille. There is signs that some of this cloud's blown away now. I mean, the forecast was for the snow showers to die back as the day went on, but you can never tell. As you can probably hear from the microphone, it's still windy, and it's kind of a mixture of rain, sleet and snow stinging my face. But I'm going to persevere. I'll probably go along towards Alton-the-Fay and then drop down onto the West Highland Way and then head back to the car that way. But yeah, it's better than just I feel like I've got something out of this. I'm not sure if any of the photographs will come out, but it's nice coming along a different part of the hill I've never been on before. I mean, it's treacherous underfoot. I mean, this snow isn't consolidated, it's all fallen in the last 12 hours. And if you put your foot on a slopey stone, it's like a bar of soap, and off you go. So anyway, I'm going to get the goggles back on and persevere along here and see if I can get any photographs. Woo. Let's go! So I zigzagged across the hillside, and I noticed the light was better further east, so I turned round and headed back in that direction. Look at that, it's fantastic. Well, this has been kind of really zigzagging my way around the hillside. Let me get this hood back, there we go. Try to find a nice picture. It's very hard to get a picture of the most photographed mountain in Scotland, but you know, sometimes it doesn't always take centre stage, and I don't know if you can see behind me. It's just some lovely light coming out, and that's over towards the Glencoe ski centre over there, and it's just catching the river. I think it's the River Buachaille down there, shining it gold, and yeah, it's lovely. The weather is improving dramatically, and well, the wind's still picking up. I'm still not going up on the tops because I can see the spindrift from down here. But yeah, this is pretty rough ground here and underfoot conditions, so I've had to take my time. But I'm going to stop and take some pictures down this way, just while this light's here, because I don't know how long it'll last. It could be gone in about 30 seconds, so I better shut up and get my camera out. Woo. time the weather was starting to improve, but the winds were still pretty gusty. So I still decided to head back down to the car, and I thought I'll donder down there and maybe have a wee wander around the river and take some pictures there. So off I set, back to the car. Passing back at the car now, and it's yeah, the wind's actually dropped down a smidgen, but I can still tell, looking at the tops, it's blowing a hoolie up there, and I'm glad to be back. My hands are nice and warm again, so I'm actually going to go and I'm just going to nip down to the river here, maybe see if I can get some shots of the Buachaille, ones that people have taken a million times before. But there's a reason why it's the most photographed mountain in Scotland. It's just a fantastic, mountain to look at, and that doesn't matter whether you're looking at it down low or up high or what have you, from other mountains. It's always one. People know the Buachaille when they see it, and I think if you were asked to ask any kids to draw a mountain, what you get given back in the crayons would look just like the Buachaille, that archetypal pyramid shape. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I'm way down to take some uninspiring photos that you'll have seen a million times. You know what, I'm not even going to take my camera, I'm actually just going to take these on my phone, because I can't be bothered setting up. I'm just going to take a few quick ones, and if they're any good, I'll put them up here afterwards. But yeah, not a bad day, it's been alright. I just traversed this hillside. If I'll lift you up, over there, this hillside right across there, I was zigzagging backwards and forwards there, I got about to halfway up it before turning around and coming back down. So anyway, right, we're going to nip down here, take a few photos, and then come back, get a bite to eat, get the car on, warm up, and head back down the road. Oh, hopefully not a slip coming down here. A bit greasy. And icy. Oh, that's lovely. Anyway, hopefully you can hear me. I've come down to the river now, and actually there's some quite nice light happening. There's just every now and again a break over by the ski centre, allowing some sunshine in down here. It's not hitting the Buachaille, but yeah, I'm going to take some shots this way. Actually take some shots of the Buachaille, that famous mountain that has been photographed a million times, and I think I've been down here tens of times to photograph it as well. So it's not a unique shot by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still absolutely gorgeous. So, and just to prove I'm not taking my, not brought my camera down or my tripod, I'm taking all of these with my phone. So I often get asked, what type of camera do you use? And the truth is, a lot of the photos that go in the videos are actually taken on the iPhone, because it's so quick and handy to set up and just snap. Albeit I'll not be framing them or blowing them up to big size, but certainly for capturing the moment, these things are brilliant. So I'm going to take some pictures with this, and we'll see what they come out like. So I got my phone out and started to snap away with it. And these things are great, you can get some really lovely pictures. So I took some pictures here, and I also took some pictures when I was on the hill with the phone, which I'll put up just now as well. Well, I'm back in the car and it's nice and cosy. I've got the heated seats on, I've got the car running, I've just had a bite to eat, and it still looks windy out there. I tell you what, when I was sat here earlier on, I don't think I wanted to leave the car, to be honest with you. It was pretty grim, but anyway, I've got out and about. Not sure if the photographs will have come out any good or not. You'll have seen them before I've seen them. But yeah, time to head home and leave Glencoe behind for another day, and yeah, enjoy this nice snowy drive back to Perthshire. Until the next time, stay safe out there. Right, let's go.